Here we go. We have another weird target, like the title says. And the target is remote view the socio-political implications of the outcome of the 2024 election at home and abroad near term. So it's a little bit awkward. It's not bad actually, but it could be boiled down to the socio-political landscape after the 2024 election in the near term after the election. So that's what it boils down to essentially. Now I'm just going to put this out there because it's interesting. It's an interesting result, and I'm not going to assume anything, which I think is characteristic of a good remote viewer, not to jump to conclusions in general. So let's just get into it. Now, it does remind me of I did a target, one of the targets for 2024, and if you go back and look at it, it's the ERV I did. I was picking up on a lot of like strange. In hindsight, it's very similar to this. So strange, cloudy, earth, and almost higher dimensional type attributes as well. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just sharing it, and you can arrive at your own conclusions or not. But so what we're looking at here is something that originally came to mind. I started to come to it and maybe do an ideogram or squiggle or quick sketch, and this is, I wanted to encapsulate what I was seeing, which was a bunch of spheres, and I don't know if this was small or large, no scale here, just capturing what I was perceiving. And so whatever wet and marbled, splashy edges, spiked flows. So one could easily jump to the conclusion it's like related to a virus, or it's just something else. So I honestly don't know. This was early information. However, this bottom drawing kind of does, and I wrote edges, so it kind of reminds me of like more of a border, basically. Yeah, it's just there's 12 pages total, and I get sounds, flowing, nestled, rainbow, and here we're already getting to some repeating themes throughout. Rainbow, spectral, red, clean, peak, and trough. So we are kind of seeing, I'm sorry, let me oh boy, let's advance, that'd be helpful. Sounds, flowing, nestled, rainbow, spectral, real, clean, peak, and trough here. So it's almost like it's potentially a timeline with an event peaking here, and we are looking at the near term after the outcome of the election. So socio-political implications of the outcome of the election. Now let's not get too caught up in the wordplay or what was written. Basically, the intention is looking at the political landscape and the geopolitical, world stage, whatever. So let's think about it that way, I guess. Bright light and then we get redshift, which comes up a bit here, and it leads me to believe something is traveling in space, or that's what it reminds me of when I look at that. But you know how it applies, we'll see. Blank, empty, time and controlled. I don't know. Blank is like maybe looking at something, and because we get field of view later, and so right here it's empty. Let's just say that. Motion, wavy, contoured, sparkle, messy, wavy. Light and or energy, spectral and plasma-like. And then journey. I'm just going to say that it feels like, you know, it's indicating, and there's been more than one session where I'm getting this strange stuff, and in fact, one of them was this one. No. There's another one where I'm picking up on what could be. It's drawing a little bit of a blank, but I'm picking up on a light event. And it almost reminds me of like a flash or supernova, and I think I thought about, you know, maybe it pertaining to this earth change or shift or whatever. I don't know. I'll have to go back to that. But anyways, no time for that. So we get round, sensational, central, as if central to this target perhaps. Exploratory, sound, vibration. Emanation, motion, untouched or unbothered, round and plasmoid. And then there's clean air involved with this, which is kind of weird. It's like something is filtered or cleaned. Jettison, sparkles, flow, quote unquote clean. And I kept having this emanation, images of like something faded back here, more in view here. It almost seems like a cosmic ejection or plasma release, nature. And this has also come up in probably some meditations. Jettison, sparkles, flow, clean. Okay, we got that. Mapping, as if mapping something out. Central, overall clean. Some kind of emanation or body, control, warmth. All right. Moving on to page 5. Field of view, flowery. And then there's this picture like almost a hologram or spectral, sort of like when sunlight reflects off of something onto the wall and dances around, like through the windowsill or off of a CD, for instance. Violet, rainbow-ish, rotational flow, and then there's this pattern. Rhythm, cadence, wavelength or frequency. Pattern, metered, motion, light. And then I get the word transcranium. I'm not sure why I put AOL. I think it was because I was listening to some binaural beat music. Something in a field of view with patterns, crisscrossing, flow, state. Perhaps there are atmospherics, air, or clouds. Time. So yeah, we kind of are looking at the state or condition in time, so maybe that's relevant. Focusing on time on the next page. You get a step down and flowing down, step down or lowering pattern. A wheel, cartwheel, like sort of flipping when I say that. Turn, move, flame, or arms. So this whatever is like has some emanating arms. Timeline. Yeah, so I decided to do a timeline just instinctually, and we get the sort of current time frame or what's relevant here, and then like most significant future point, and then the resulting time frame or maybe like the most relevant endpoint. And number one here, model, time, flowchart, impose, superimpose, make, flame, test, observation, emanate, and ground. Moving on to the most significant future point. Tell, necessary, ingredient, inflows, something flowing in. Pattern, plain, evident. So it's, I guess, evident perhaps at this point. Marbled, state, jagged. Influx, energy, emanation, object. Mass of energy or plasma. Oh, this plasma like energy or mass, and then this outward expansion. All right. Now, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're right. We're on 3, so endpoint here. Main resulting point in time frame. Colon. Ridges, patterns, waves. We get this wavelength pattern, wave pattern. Ridges, patterns, waves. Explanations, bobbing, loose, airy, like a light, weightless energy, mass, or pulse. Something flowing and or moving. State or state of being. This may be mapped airy like angels, spectral, visage. This is focusing on state of being, actually, I guess, here. So we get state of being, and then we focus on it. We get maybe mapped, airy like angels, spectral, visage. Faint, foggy, flowy, light, airy, floaty. Again, it's just like this hologram-ish floaty emanation, almost cloud-like. Seems as if there is an outflow emanation, something on a larger scale, natural and or energetic. Mass spectrometer comes to mind. A release. So I don't know. What? Warping, patterned, something faint, like a foggy distant planet or place. Atmospherics involved. Uncommon, possibly strange, might be associated with orbit, orbital. Reminds me of a strange sci-fi landscape. Mist, fog, bottomless landscapes. This is kind of what came to mind in the 2024 ERV. Which, I've come to find that time is more fluid than being bound by viewing a month or everything contained in a year, and it can change. So I don't know. Again, but are there any subjects here? It really kind of feels like a cloudy, hazy place, cloud planet or landscape. If I see land, it might be cliffs or peaks. but there's mostly a haze, emanations, floatiness. Warping energies, strong, changing, rock your world, power, energy, or electromagnetic radiation. So rock your world level of something. Motion, pulsing, flattening, raising. Why? Probing here into the questions of the target. Natural, cyclical, cataclysmic, orbital, bright, red. I want to say that's race or rake. Good question. I think it's race. Okay, field of view, quote unquote. Field of view is bright, uncommon, motion, or motionless. And we have this distinct sort of drawing of like two spheres that are like opposite. We see drop, spectral causality. Spectral causality. So this is like the causation of something. And we have the... geez, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. Again, yeah, field of view. We've got this stuff that I just mentioned. Anyways, so yeah, we have this spectral causality. This looks like, you know, positive, negative, opposite, yin yang, whatever. And we get the existing, let's call it state, pattern causality. This is like a axis or path or whatever tied to this what I'm calling attuned, deviation, flip, and there's a big difference in this quote unquote state. I did AOL poll flip. That's kind of what was coming to mind, and this is a central aspect to the target. It's interesting. I mean, we know that the poles flip cyclically, and you know, the poles are deviating at an increasing rate. So magnetic north, that is. So, anyways, we're going to page 10 now, and we get vibrations, causality, and investigation. And then we have like this sort of main vibration, and then these more outer vibrations or ghost vibrations or whatever the case. Causality, investigation. And then there's this thing that's kind of, maybe this is the so-called light emanation event or flash. Impression, weak or floating. Okay, this may be the artifact I'm perceiving. Impression, weak or floating, emanation or piece, floating, slow, drag, floating, cloud, energy, like, cloud / energy, like, thin, leftover, remnant, weird. You know, I don't want to speculate on what exactly this is, but if there's like a cosmic event, then, you know, like the leftover of a supernova or the leftover of something. I really don't know, but just really want to share the results more than anything. Sketch the target overall view. Okay, let's go to that. Sketch the target - overall view. And then we get this sort of peaking sort of thing. and it's kind of combined with these wavelengths, these parallel lines of energy. This is a separate sort of depiction. Rhythmic, timing, central. Maybe it's to do with like a cosmic cycles or timing. I don't know. Energies down here. Feel, emblematic, good, positive, or quote unquote clean. May be tonified or pure in a manner of words. Okay. And this is sort of like this afterwards remnant or something like that, I guess you could say. Result, meaning or finding. Fantasy, I got that it was like, I don't know, it felt fantastical. Borderline or outflow. Energies, patterns, particles, and or objects. Mass. Spectral qualities. This is really weird. I mean, it's like there may be some kind of extra dimensional component here that we don't understand. Hyperdimensional, I don't know. With these this sort of light phenomenon and particles and something on a thought level, which we're about to see here. What is being observed here? Something perhaps neuronal or involving thought somehow. A flashpoint, a waypoint. Something unique, noteworthy, and interesting. It seems caught in time, maybe distant or on a larger scale. So, don't know if it's distant in space. Perhaps it is emanating. Large and or slow. Reminds me of a nebula, star cluster, or cosmic thing. Bright and flowy, prismatic. Reds, energy waves, wave pattern, magenta type, magenta type reds. AOL redshift again. And so, yeah, that's it. So, hope you found that interesting. Arrive at your own conclusions. And I'll have to think about the other one that I got recently that was picking up on the same kind of data. But yeah, well, hope you enjoyed.